Here we go. Another quick tip on how to have an indoor garden, this time using some romaine lettuce butts. Something that I believe you will enjoy. Hey everyone, this is just a little quick video. I had a couple requests asking how did my mom do the whole lettuce and growing and stuff in her window, and she is planning to plant those hopefully sometime this week, I believe, in some dirt. But I'm going to show you a little video, just something quick and simple that anybody can do that's planning on trying to start a little indoor garden and want to start growing some of their own little lettuce leaves. It's really simple and it really takes no effort. So here, first, we just started with some store-bought lettuce here. This is just the quick way, so that way you don't have to necessarily start out with seeds. If you want to start out with the seeds, that's all fine and dandy. You know, it's a longer process, but this is a little quicker and easier. We have just any type of romaine lettuce that you buy in the bag from the store, and I am going to cut these off. Okay, after you remove your lettuce, and then I'm only going to use 2 of them as a demonstration, but you see your bottoms here? This is what's going to help take root for your lettuce. But what I usually do is I'll cut off the very tips of it. Let me see if I could do this holding the camera. Just a very little tip, just to get some of that brown off. Easy. Let's see, just to get some of the brown off, so that way it'll have a fresh bottom like. But you can see, just trimmed off that bottom part right there. Of course, this part is optional, but I like to start out with it, you know, a fresh bottom. So I just trimmed off that little outside portion, and then I go ahead and I'll take my knife and I'll cut about right here with my lettuce. And there you go. You have your 2 butts right here to help start with your lettuce. Now, after you cut the bottoms of your lettuce off, then that's when you want to put the little tiny butt part and place it into some water. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. What you see here is just the little butt part of the lettuce, and if you want, you can try to find a smaller container where this can hang out some more, this top part. But at the moment I couldn't find anything, but I have the bottom part of the lettuce not completely covered with water, but just enough, as you can see here, so that way it's getting the water and the nutrients, but it's not completely covered, so that the leaves can come out. You do this method and just try to make sure that you replace the water as it slowly evaporates. After about a week or 2, then you should start seeing some leaves come up like this. This is about a good 2 weeks of some lettuce that I have inside of an old water bottle that I cut. The roots haven't quite come down far enough yet for me to plant them, so I'm going to wait a little while. But this has just been sitting in the water near my window, and this is 2 weeks of the lettuce that has grown, and this is romaine lettuce. And I have another water bottle. Well, actually, it was a tea bottle. This is going to be a red leaf lettuce that's growing on here. Now, this one took a little bit longer. I don't know why, but this is 2 weeks worth, the lettuce that has been growing on that one. like I said, I really don't know what is causing this one to be slower. Maybe it's the type of lettuce that it is. You don't have to change your water. If you see it start looking so murky that you can't see to the bottom, then you might want to pour it out and add some fresh water. But as long as your lettuces and your leaves are growing, you know, you really don't have to change it out until you're ready to plant it into some dirt. But this is the outcome of 2 weeks of the lettuce butts, the romaine lettuce, of it sitting in water like this. And I'm going to place this one in the window so that way it can start sprouting out like this. And then after, I'll say about 3 weeks to a month, you should have the type of results that my mother has. This is my mother's outcome of her lettuces that she has been having sitting in her plastic containers for about good 3 to 4 weeks. Now they have started to take some root and she is ready to plant those babies. Well, I hope that this little tip was very helpful to all of those who are interested in trying to figure out how to grow some simple lettuce in their house. Just adding water. You know, you don't have to add any type of fertilizer or anything like that. Maybe not until you're ready to either place them in some dirt. But if you plan to keep it on the inside, then you just do your regular treatments that you'll do for like in-house plants. You would probably only want to water your lettuce depending on how tall you let them get. I'll say probably like once or twice a week. It just depends on the size of the buckets or the size of the pots that you decide to use for your lettuces. I'm going to also show you what is going on with my little herb garden. So this is the outcome so far of my peppermint. You see it is growing really nicely. I'm thinking about getting like a little stick to help it stand up some. But this is my peppermint. This is my thyme. It's growing like crazy. And of course my basil, it has blossomed out some more. I have a little water bottle that I use, just a little Dollar Tree water bottle. And I'll spray it every now and then, or my kids will spray it, kind of like what they do at the store. When they be in the produce section, just kind of lightly spray them. My son, he watered them yesterday. And these are some green onions. Now, you can do the same thing like I mentioned with the lettuce. You have your green onions. What you want to do is you cut off right where you get to the little white part. And you take the little white part where it has the root and you place it inside your dirt. Now, this part of my green onions is 2 weeks. I planted these shorter ones here that's starting to bud. I planted those last week Wednesday. And this is the result from last week Wednesday. They're already starting to sprout. It hasn't even been a full week. But look at them. And green onions is good for salads, topping, potatoes. This is really nice. You can even do endive or the really big onions, I forgot, they're called leeks. You can do leeks the same way. Cut that bottom part off and use the root. Place it in some dirt and you can grow your own leeks. So these are just some little tips for those who want to start a little simple indoor garden. And I hope this video was useful to you. Thank you for watching and God bless. Okay, so I have another quick note. Say for instance you don't have like a small mason jar or a water bottle. If you have a pudding cup or a little fruit cup container, wash it out real good. Use it as a little starter part. Anything that you figure that you can put your little lettuce butts inside, recycle it. Wash it out real good. Make sure that it's real, nice and clean. Put your little lettuce bud in there. Cover it up with water. Not completely. Just enough to cover the bottom. Because once you place it in the water will rise. But as long as the bottom is completely covered and you have that little bottom part, that top part coming out from the water, your lettuce will be able to grow. Just place it in the window and you're all set. Thanks for watching.